Hello and welcome to my channel. I've got a reading for you tonight for the full moon. I've got 3 piles. This is a pick a card reading. It's not an individual reading, so please take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't behind. It's lovely to meet you. I haven't put one of these on YouTube before, so I'm really looking forward to starting my channel and enjoying it with you guys. So yeah, please take your time to pick a pile. We've got pile 1 with the Sunstone. It'll refocus for me. We've got pile 2 with Jade. And we've got pile 3 here with Fluorite. So take your time to choose a pile, and I will see you in once it refocuses. Hi, pile 1. It's really lovely to meet you. Like I said, this is my first submission to my channel. Sorry about my horrible nails. I can't wear nail polish for my job, so when I'm not doing tarot readings. So unfortunately, I'm not as pretty as some, but all right, away we go. I'm just rambling now, so we'll get started. So this reading tonight is looking at the full moon and what challenges it presents, and what advice Spirit's giving you about this full moon, how you can use the power to best serve you. And so we've got a few things here. We've got Artemis with focus, and it says, I am tenacious and unwavering in my intention. We have the Rabbit card. We have loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. We have give back, number 6. And we have the Fool, the Joker, cry nut. What I would say, looking at your pile right now, is that you have started something new. You've started something that is very valuable to you, and you are anxious about it. This is something that you've had to do on your own. But what Spirit is saying in this reading is to not focus on your loneliness, but rather make the most of being alone. Focus your time. It's also saying, I think, to nurture yourself here. So we've got prey animals. We've got a rabbit and we've got 2 deer in this card that Artemis is protecting. It's saying you're protected. And Artemis here is surrounded by beauty and abundance under the moon. But what I would say is that you're being encouraged to take time to be with yourself. So I know it sounds cliche, but we can be our own best friends a lot of the time. This journey looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, actually. It looks like the universe is ready to give you quite a lot of fun here. There's nurturing to be had. There's a journey you're going on. There's celebration in the background there with balloons. So what I can see is that if you take the time to nurture yourself rather than, say, running your mouth or making yourself really, really busy with time, you'll actually find that celebration comes a lot faster. It's funny because on the first day of the year, I started a new challenge, which was to draw a picture a day in my sketching journal. And the first thing that I drew was a peacock. So what this tells me is that the more that you put into a journey that your heart desires, the more that you give towards this journey, towards yourself, the more the universe is going to give back to you, is what I would say. But it is unfortunately a journey that you are going to have to figure out on your own. Never alone, because the universe is always guiding you, but no other humans really. Like this is something just for you. And I think people will appreciate how far you've come when you get there. There's going to be a lot of color in your life, and in the future, out of your dreams and your journey here, you will find it full of abundance, full of love. And this particular card, I mean, 6 is the lover's number. It's the number of unconditional love as well. We find that this actually looks a little bit like the family that we see in the 10 of Cups. And so this is definitely looking towards the future. You've got a good future ahead of you. But I would like to pull some tarot cards. So for you, we will use the Oriens Tarot deck. Because I like the animals, I like the peacocks. And we shall ask Spirit, what does pile 1 need to know about this new journey they've started? What do they need to know about everything they're going through? For your pile tonight, I'm not reading reversals. So there shouldn't be any reversals come out for you. What does pile 1 need to know, Spirit, about their journey? And what do they need to know about nurturing themselves as well? Come on, Spirit, what do they need to know? So far, we've got 5 of Swords. Upright. We've got Death. We've got the Empress. What do they need to know? About this journey? We've got the Magician. And we've got 10 of Pentacles. That is 3 major arcana in a row. This journey of yours is quite pivotal in the story of your life. If we're looking at this story, what we've got here are words you wish you could take back. You're blaming yourself for your loneliness right now. And it was someone that you held very, very dear. That's counterpart energy. Is there a separation? There was a fight. You had a fight. And change very quickly happened that you were not expecting. It's changed a lot of things. I can see why you would be feeling this loneliness and this feeling of, why do I have to do this alone? But what it's here to say is that even though there was a fight and there were words that no one can take back now that they're out, and who really wins there, you are still in this creative energy in yourself. And under this full moon, you are in this creative energy now. The Page of Pentacles is quite a magical page. It's the start of that journey for material fulfillment. But what you need to know is that you are already emotionally enough and intellectually enough to get there. And we know that because you've got the Magician directly after the Empress. You've got all the tools that you need for this particular journey. Can you clarify the Magician for me? And what I would say is to not, while you're manifesting this, I know, I love when Spirit does this. I know I said that this is a journey that you will need to do alone, but I don't think that you'll need to do it alone forever, is what I'm seeing. Don't forget about the people you love, because they will help you to get there. The one thing that's missing from this particular Magician is the cup, I would say. And I haven't seen a lot of cups here yet. So in this journey that you started on all by yourself, you are learning to manifest abundance. You're learning to manifest a great deal of physical abundance. Is the new journey that you're creating for yourself. And a lot of power is happening for you under this full moon. We've got 4 major arcana so far. So in particular, this full moon, you may have not even had this argument yet, but this fight is coming. We've got the 7 of Wands, the back of the deck. is Ace of Swords. Underneath that, we've got Page of Swords. So it looks like a big fight happened and you're going to have to be alone for a little while. And what you're going to realize through this journey after you've created, and this could take years or months, but it starts at this full moon. Yeah, it starts very, very soon. This big change in your life. This is a big change in your life. It begins very, very soon. What I would say is that you never lose your spirit. You never lose that fight inside of you. You always maintain your spirit, your fieriness, your conviction. But what I would say is that at the end of it, you will discover that money isn't everything. And that, in fact, that 6 that we were talking about before, how I said it looked like the middle of that is happy families. And what I would say to you is not to forget, not to be apathetic towards love when it's expressed. You may feel like it will distract you, and there is an element of that in the focus card. However, what you'll see is that Artemis is not shooing the deer away. She's actually protecting them. There's an abundance of water behind her. So even though, and all this beautiful foliage, or this green, which reminds me of the heart chakra, even though her focus is on what she needs to do to get where she needs to be, she hasn't forgotten to look after the vulnerable souls of those around her. And that would be my advice, Spirit's advice to you. This journey isn't going to be easy, and at the end of it, you will start a new journey based on knowledge and a new way of thinking. So I do feel for you. It's a tricky one. I'm just going to pull some Moonology cards. Spirit, what does Pile 1 need to know? Do you have any advice for Pile 1 based on their journey? Yeah, nurture yourself. Meditate and contemplate. Moon and Pisces. Think on things that are important to you. You and your loved ones are safe. So what Spirit is saying is that basically don't scare them. They'll be there at the end of this journey and the next. Your counterpart will be there for you. Oh, sorry, that's just my dog asking me to throw ball, but I am too busy right now. 2. And if you have been fighting with a loved one, we've got full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. and balsamic moon, it's a time for healing. So if you're at a stalemate, if you're at a period of change and you can't see a way forward in this argument, you may need to take a step back, nurture yourself, spend time on your pursuits, on the things that you love, and then there will be a way forward after that. So materially, no problems. Absolutely no problems. Just be nice. What else do we need? Some advice. Might use my affirmators deck and just give you a couple of words of encouragement after that. So it kind of seemed like I was telling you off, and I don't really want to do that. So, my spirit, just a few words, encouraging words of affirmation for my beautiful pile ones, if you please. Friendliness. Whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. See that one? What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today I'll remember what an awesome power I hold, and I'll take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. Note, in a pinch, money will also work. Trust. This might feel like what you're trying to do at the moment. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. I do like these cards. And last, wonder. It's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder. And when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better. The theatre. When something delightful happens, I can shout encore and be tickled when it happens again. When something maddening happens, I can laugh it off. Either way, I'm glad I got a ticket to the show. Something I think my pile ones would really greatly benefit from is meditation. I know it's not for everyone, and everyone meditates differently. I've been getting into auto writing recently, something called morning pages, and I also meditate very often, almost daily sometimes, to help myself be in a sense of wonder and balance. It helps with these feelings that the wonder card is actually talking about. When you're a good audience to your life becomes better theatre. So just have a go at doing that. On the other side, I would say that if you've had an argument with your partner, it is not the end of the road for you. And the reason why I say this is on the back of the deck, we have ideal partnership. I am a rare and precious find. My brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with a true match. My ideal partnerships and working relationships are easy and free-flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. So what I would say to you, pile ones, is that even though you may have seemed to push them away right now, you're feeling alone on your journey. This is something that you need to focus on right now and not try and make yourself busy or anxious by ruminating too much on things, as the rabbit does, the rabbit spirit animal. And what I would say is, instead of running focus on your work right now, and the dreams that you're creating for yourself and the universe. So even though in this card, on the original Rider-Waite Tarot deck, it's a man ignoring very apathetically. He's looking at the 3 cups by themselves, so the 3 that others have been celebrating with, perhaps, in their enjoyment, and he's dissatisfied and apathetic towards the cup that the universe presents. And what I would say is that even though it may be a lonely time for you, it may also be wonderful for your own self-growth, but just keep an eye to the ground. Again, meditation helps be present with this, to seeing things as they come in, and journaling quite helps as well. But what I would say is the universe is still presenting cups. It's not seeing you having arguments and never giving you love again. It says that, hey, it's gonna keep presenting you with cups, opportunity for love and emotional fulfillment in all the various aspects. So friendship, partnership, whatever you need at the time. And just because you have to or cannot see it for what it is at that moment in time doesn't mean the universe is going to stop offering them. So don't worry, you're not going to miss out just because you're not taking the opportunity straight away. What I can see from these cards is that you're actually quite powerful in manifesting things, and you've got quite a creative energy. So working on your dreams right now, on your own journey, in your soul, and the next journey involves a lot of harsh truths, I would imagine. But working on yourself right now doesn't mean that you will be stuck in that cycle forever. The other thing I would say is I think that, yes, if you had a fight, your person is going to wait for you. Definitely. But anyway, that's all I have for you, my beautiful pile ones. Thank you for bearing with me on my first reading. I got into it towards the end. I know I'm a little bit shy sometimes, so I'll try to open up. And it was a real pleasure, actually, taking you through this journey. And I really look forward to doing this again with you sometime. So please have a wonderful full moon and just look after yourself. Thank you. Bye. Hey, Pile Twos. It's really wonderful to have you tonight, to have a little bit of a chat and look over your cards, more importantly, in this big card reading. If you chose this pile, you've got the Jade stone. Thank you for bearing with me tonight. You will be my second ever pile on a bigger card reading for YouTube. So thank you so much for your time. I really look forward to getting to know you. What I want to do in this reading, I have some oracle cards, and I just want to get a general idea of the energies of the journey that the universe has given to you or is challenging you with this full moon. So this is things that are happening now. Sorry if you can hear my dog. She is a little bit confused because I've never actually recorded myself for a YouTube video before either. So poor love, she'll live. All right, so what are your general energies for this journey, this full moon? We've got success, Shakti, and speaking of my dog, You may notice in this card that she has very lovingly taken a few chomps out of it. Thank you, honey. We have Deer in reverse. We have number 29 with sincere relationships. And then one of my favorite little cards, my donut deck. And this would be the Ten of Swords in reverse, red velvet. You've been doing quite a lot of work, pile 2. You have been working on yourself, and I suspect it's because you met someone more recently who either you mirrored and that inspired transformation, or you were just so impressed with them. I sensed that there was a stagnant energy for a long time. I actually sensed that there may have been a little bit of a woe is me energy, a self-victimization energy. So this is very much inner journey that I'm seeing for you guys. I've got to say, if you like dancing to music under this full moon, I would highly recommend that you take some time either with your dear friend, if they're into that kind of thing, or by yourself to put on your favorite music. I quite often do shuffle channeling. I don't know if that's shufflemancy. I don't remember the term, but it's where messages from loved ones and sometimes passed on loved ones come through to me through putting shuffle on random playlists that call to me, that I vibrate to on Spotify. It's very, very useful, actually. But on the full moon, I find quite a lot of energy comes through. So dancing, especially when you're going from such a heavy energy, such a heavy vibration to such a light one, there's quite a big change there. I feel like you could be new to manifestation. And I feel like you have days where you don't trust this yet. A new journey of this kind of self-discovery when you have been in completely the opposite stagnant direction for such a long period of time. That's not easy. But what I can see is that you're not alone on this journey. There's quite a bit of affection from what I can see, and nurturing. Sorry if you can hear my dog grooming herself in the background. There's silly companionship here, and there's looking towards the future. So what I can see is that you're coming from now a place of nurturing. And it's not to say that if you haven't been going through this, but if you've been getting sick of yourself, when you get sick and tired of yourself complaining and you just think, or you're kind of circumstances in life to the point where you just get so fed up that you want to change it. Either this has been a recent journey, or something's going to shift in you over the full moon. So celebrate yourself, because this is exciting. It's heavy energy. Make sure you're getting enough sleep and enough water and enough nutrition. And just make sure you leave enough space for yourself to recover, because I always find that energetic shifts tax me the greatest. It doesn't matter, if I run a marathon or decide to up my weights at the gym suddenly, or that physical stuff is nothing compared to emotional and energetic shifts. And if you haven't been through this journey and it scares you and you know that it's coming, if you can feel a change in the air, just know that you're going to be successful. And this new shift is into love. So, yeah, I'm just going to read your tarot now to get more of an idea over what this kind of time looks like for you. And I'm going to go with my OG, beautifully well used Rider Tarot deck tonight. I'm not reading any reversals for your group unless they come out crazy, but they're all upright in this deck right now. If they come out upside down, I'll read it in reverse. But what can you tell me more about this energetic journey, this almost spiritual journey, if you're into that? Which I am. I don't mean to sound sarcastic. I'm just Australian. That's kind of how we all sound. But we have the Emperor. What do we have for pile 2? Tell me about this energetic shift. Tell me about their life, their journey around this full moon. And they did jump out upside down. Tell me about pile 2. Tell me about pile 2. Give me one more for this line, please. My lovely spirits. Please give me some more for pile 2. Right. I sense that this journey might frustrate you slightly. This journey is going to be interesting for you, pile 2. In the back of the deck energy we have There's 7 of Cups. So we have the Emperor, the 9 of Cups in reverse, the 2 of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Swords, and then we have our clarifiers underneath. So with the Emperor and the Chariot, you finally feel like you are gaining control over your life. Something has clicked. Something has clicked. Something has greatly changed the way that you build and perceive your life. However, I sense that emotionally, this is going to be a rough period for you. There's a lot of happiness here, I won't lie, but there are delays. To find the next stage in your journey, so find the next stage of your emotional and even spiritual fulfillment, you're gonna have to take your brain on a journey. You're gonna have to spend some time with yourself. You're gonna have to be your own hero in this story. And I will say that it's not without friends. It's not without friends. He's not alone on the boat here. They're not alone at home here. And she has her companion here. But what I'm sensing is that not a lot of people around you, which is probably why you haven't been triggered in this way before, not a lot of people around you are going to know how to help you on this journey. They will love you, but this is a journey of self-discovery. And so what I would say is keep your friends close. This is very much a spiritual journey. Very much a spiritual journey, but you are divinely protected with these streams from heaven, with the Emperor there, with this Strength card. This is something that was meant to happen in your life. I sense that you've been yearning for emotional fulfillment for a very long time and trying things. Yeah, there we go. No reversals except the 9 of Swords. Yeah, keep working at it. I think that you already know. If you've come to this pile, I suspect you have an inkling already of what's going on. I suspect you have a great deal of intuition. You've got a lot of bodies of water. You're not going to necessarily know what to do in all matters, but as far as matters of the heart energetically are concerned, your intuition is blossoming. And so your home life, even though this journey is going to freak you out, you won't know exactly which way to go. I would warn you as well against taking advice from everyone, because your journey is your own. I would use your discernment, use your intuition, read lots, sure, but don't take everything as the be-all and end-all. It has to feel right to you. If you're awakening, if this is an energetic and a spiritual awakening type moment, then you will know what vibrates with you. You'll know where your passions lie. You'll know what feels right to you, and you will be able to champion yourself for it. So yeah, this is a very exciting time for you, but all I would say is this is the start of the journey, and when you are first spiritually awakening, it can feel like holy hell, I've just reached the final destination. Like, this is insane. This is an insane point in my life. Nothing can top this. And unfortunately, that for most people is not the case. You will continually have moments of self-growth and spiritual awareness, but what you will find is, as your heart integrates these moments, is that at the start you feel like, oh, this is wonderful, this must be it, this is where all of my dreams come true. And what you'll discover, and this is just a little bit of advice from my own journey, is that you are your dream come true. You're the author of your own reality. And so and by that I mean that our brains create our perception. We can't ever know, because we're human animals with a particular set of senses and a very wonderful brain, a very creative brain sometimes. And we can't ever know the true objective measure of anything, almost. Not exactly. And that's why we keep searching and researching and things like that. But what I would say to you is, trust your intuition, trust your gut, because what you will find is, at the end of the day, you are your dream come true. But you're on your way there. It's going to take time, this particular journey. What I like about this journey is that people around you are not going to know what's going on. They're not going to understand you at all, but they're going to love the hell out of you anyway. And I really appreciate that. I quite like that supportive energy. Not everyone has it. You're going to have lots of people, or lots of opinions blasted at you. Lots of people very passionate about their opinions, and all I would say is act with discernment, and it's okay not to know at the time. If you need to absorb something, meditate on it, journal it, write it down, and then come back to it later. That is okay. This journey takes time because it is an absolutely bloody fantastic one. But anyway, I'm going to pull a few Moonology cards for you now too, to help you on your way. I highly suspect that this is an awakening reading, by the way. Just with the oracle cards presented, but also this card quite often represents 1111, or not everyone likes this term, but twin flame, which is all about awakening. But and maybe it is for you. You've got another Two of Swords there in the reverse. So, so that's for a small amount of people. A lot of people's spiritual journeys are their own, and that's no less valid. Although, I hate to say it, but in the sincere relationships card, they are mirroring each other. And 29 reduces to 11. which is a twin flame number. So if that resonates with you, then take it. If not, then don't. Again, not trying to be sarcastic. I'm just Australian. Sorry. So for pile 2, we have a fiery climax approaches. Yeah, I suspect, and full moons often do this to me, where I find meditating and dancing and listening to music, I get all sorts of downloads, I would suggest, that kind of thing. So if this has been building in tension, if you felt something building energetically and it's about to click, yeah, you be good to yourself this full moon. It's going to be an exciting time. Hold your vision. Yeah, trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Don't be scared away by the intensity of this transformation. And your dreams need a practical plan. On the back of the deck, we have luck is on your side. Your dreams needing a practical plan. I would suggest that perhaps you are a practical person. You've had your ways of operating within the world for a very long time. And I would suggest you're quite an intelligent individual. If you don't journal, start a journal. And if you can, please record your dreams. You've got a lot of water here. There's not a lot of moon energy, but there is a lot of water. And so I would say, and we've also got the Page of Swords, which can be mental communication, telepathy. I would suggest that you start a journal and keep it by your bed. Or just write your dreams down in the morning when you wake up. I do that too. It's, either way. If you don't get a one dream, they tend to repeat the message until you get it. So thanks, guides. Very helpful. I'm just going to take a couple of affirmators for your journey. Spirits, what messages, what affirmations do you have for my dear pile 2s? What do we have for my dear pile 2s? What are some affirmations for my pile 2s? Gratitude. Today, I am grateful for all of the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things I can at least be a little grateful for, like hot showers and music, and the fact that humans invented an internet, and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to, using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment. I actually feel like that's your energy right now. You're going to be a little bit frightened of this journey, but hand abundance. Yeah, I think that, okay, I'll read it out first. Abundance. Congratulations. It seems you're due for a little or an infinitely big piece of abundance pie. Feel like you don't deserve it? Knock it off. It's already plated and ready to hit your table. Reluctant to take it? Shut your hole. Sorry. Wasn't expecting that. Abundance pie is big enough to serve everyone. So get your whipped cream ready, unless you're lactose intolerant, and enjoy your well-deserved metaphorical dessert. I think that has to do with that with that 9 of Cups in reverse. I actually think that, and again, another buzzword, you're made to be a master manifester, which could go with this twin flame journey, but not going there. A master manifester, and you're meant to be very abundant. And I think to start with, it's emotionally a lot of grounding here. Even though there's a lot of water, there's a lot of grounding. And then we have inspiration. There is a voice of inspiration within me. Right now, it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon it will be a flawless speech voiced by James Earl Jones through a megaphone with lots of applause. And that's great. From that card, I actually get that you might be clairaudient, especially since I was called to mention the music before, so that might be you. And the other thing is inspiration and intuition quite often go hand in hand. And I've only found this because I've been journaling so much. So, yeah, get your journal out. Yeah, for some clarity. There you go. Stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar, and the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. Yes, how to tell between the intuition, clairaudience, spirits talking to you, your guides talking to you, and intrusive thoughts. How to tell between. One thing is, if it is your guides, I differentiate guides from my own thoughts because they're thoughts that come so quick that, because I think in patterns that need to be translated to words in my head, and it does it all the time, but you know how you're meant to think before you speak? Well, my brain thinks before it speaks to me, which is nice. It's very considerate of it. But spirit guides don't have that barrier. And so those thoughts that come through are much, much faster than my brain could possibly put together a sentence. It's almost like auto writing, when you write a sentence and then suddenly your hand gets away from you and you've written something that's quite insightful but you've never thought about before. That I know is my guides talking to me. How do you tell between your intuition and something that your gut's trying to tell you and intrusive thoughts? Intrusive thoughts feel wrong. And when you have them, it's quite likely that they set off your body's warning system, so your anxiety, so releasing cortisol into your bloodstream, all those kind of things, because it is a fight or flight response. It's a negative bias that we're geared towards to avoid hurtful things as human beings. But your intuition feels right. And quite often, I don't think I said this earlier, but how I pick a card reading is that I will feel the particular set of cards calling to where I have internalized my chakra centers to be when meditating. So I will feel my root chakra, or when meditating, or my sacral chakra or something, and it's not a bad feeling. It's actually it's quite pleasant. It's, I'm here and this is the right thing to do. And I know this recently because I was dwelling over a topic I needed a resolution for, and a lot of well-meaning friends were telling me to go one way, but it just kept making, it made me have quite a lot of intrusive thoughts about a particular subject, and it made me withdraw, and it exhausted me, and I could feel my anxiety, especially tingling in the hands, coming back. And as soon as I wrote those thoughts down in my journal and then meditated on it and then read some energy, and actually thought with my intuition rather than with my fear, I calmed right down. And it felt right. It felt like the universe saying, you're right. So I know there's a bit wishy-washy, but with intuition, you'll know what I mean if you regularly defer to your intuition. But thank you, Pile Twos, for sitting through all that waffling. Sorry if it was a bit long-winded. And good luck on this journey. I'm here for you. It's exciting, but it's rough, gotta say. So I'm sending you so much love. Good luck, and I will talk to you later. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to my channel. It's lovely to meet you. I have been called to start doing pick a card readings, and you're my third ever pile, so bear with me. If you chose pile 3, you chose the Fluorite, which is not focusing on anymore, but you saw it before. So anyway, I'll pop this over here. So to start with, I've got a few oracle cards to help us with establishing the energy for this particular full moon journey. So either, you've been going on a journey for a while, or this is something new to you. So yeah, I'm excited to look into this with you. I will warn you that I already got a feeling that I didn't love the energy that was sitting around this journey. So I'm really sorry if you're going through a hard time, but I'm going to be here with you to talk over it and hopefully get some advice from spirit afterwards, as well as some affirmators to help you out with it. So here goes. We've got Lakshmi, abundance, be open to receiving. We've got worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. We've got the eagle in reverse. We've got breathe, just as I took a nice deep breath. And we've got boundaries. And we have vanilla cream donut in reverse. And I would equate this card to the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So what I can see in this reading is that this may be confirmation for some that you've been taken advantage of. And it's causing financial troubles. I don't love this energy. Someone has definitely been taking advantage of you. And I think that you could actually sense this. It's like you could see what was happening, but you were so hopeful for a different outcome, so you worked anyway. Yeah, I'm getting serious taken advantage of kind of vibes. So I'm really sorry if that's you. I think that what this has sadly taught you is to put up boundaries around yourself. Someone promised quite a bit to you and they took advantage of you, and I am very sorry about that. And I really feel like you had an inkling with the 22, with the purple and the blues coming out, is that in your heart of hearts, in your intuition, you knew that this person or people were taking advantage of you, and you let them. I feel like it's a friendship situation. I'm not feeling a romantic situation here. But I'm feeling like it's got you losing a lot of your confidence in yourself and in people. And I actually worry that you're going to internalize. So I worry, thanks Spirit, that you will internalize what's happening, and what Spirit is telling you. The advice that Spirit has got is it's more of a reassurance right now that just because people took advantage of you in the past and have taken you for granted and taken the beautiful things that you worked hard towards, even though that's the case, there is a great reassurance here that there is an abundance of love in your future. There is a lot of water in this card. There's a whole ocean, and there's, as much as you have someone who would take and use your hard work to take your confidence and your manifestations, blocking your own manifestations from you, what I would say is that she's got a hand outstretched, and this is going to be a happy journey. There are dolphins there, playful creatures, all sorts of creatures around her actually, and they're all helping this boat in its journey, giving it breathing room, helping it to get to the other side of where it needs to be. So you have an abundance of love possible for you. So there's an encouragement in this. I can see why it called me to take 2 of these cards now, because it didn't call me for all of the piles to take 2 of these cards, but I think it would be a little bit depressing if the whole reading were just, yeah, you've been done. You've been did, you've been had. And that's reassurance. I don't know if it's come out yet, if these people have actually revealed themselves to you yet. But this is horrible confirmation that your intuition is correct and encouragement that not all people will like this. And I'm really sorry you're going through this. The other thing to note is that although this is part of your journey right now, and this may not resonate for everyone, and I didn't feel this with the other piles, but I actually feel like Lakshmi is looking after you. So if you meditate, maybe meditate on her and remember, I mean, you had the desire to help these people, you know, no matter who you are or who they are, you had a desire to help these people, which means you have a big old heart, you know, all this water here. You got emotional abundance in spades coming on in. And even though this is a part of your journey now, this is not the end of the road. So I'm going to pull some tarot and we're going to get a little bit more of an insight into this journey. And I'm really sorry if you're going through this. It's not a very nice feeling. Obviously, you're feeling it, so you know that. There you go. All right, let's cheer ourselves up with some Groovy Tarot. So, Spirit, Guides, Lakshmi, can you please give pile 3 some guidance right now? Illuminate the situation if they don't already know about it. And give them guidance and encouragement. And we got for a pile 3. There we go. Abundance and spades coming in. Abundance, that's the encouragement. Yep. So we've got a 10 of cups so far, which I will say is also the 50th card in the tarot deck. And you got the number 50 before, so yep. Maybe it will help you to appreciate what's coming on in. You've got the 4 of Wands, which is happy homes. Can also be twin flame, but I'm not feeling that so much, sorry, for this reading. We have 3 of Cups, Temperance, and Queen of Pentacles. So this is just a big old encouragement. I did ask for an encouragement, which I think is fair, you know? Oh, shit. I mean, oops. 10 of Swords. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. You done gone through some stuff. King of Wands. Whoever, if this is a romantic union, then they're gonna be a hottie. Very confident, which is nice. We have 4 of Cups. Am I feeling that, Spirit? No. What do we have under patience and healing and transmutation? The Tower. All right, I spoke too soon. there is definitely encouragement. Oh, you wanted me to have both of these before. All right. Spirit wants me to take both of these. And then, surprise, surprise, we have the Fool afterwards. Actually, I'm just gonna turn you a little so you can see. We got a lot of glare. Coffee's the glare for now. Sorry about that. All right. So my lovely pile threes, you have been through it relationally, and you're going to meet someone who is going to be very protective of you. I will say is going to be very confident. Unfortunately for you, it's going to feel like, I've seen this before. I know where this leads. And this might be too good to be true. So this is a big old warning. But I feel like it's caused you a great deal of anxiety, actually. With this feeling like, you knew what reciprocal love was between friends, between lovers, between, people that are deserving of your energy. And then you discovered that not everyone is, I want to say, as pure-hearted as you are. If I'm going to be honest, a tiny, tiny little bit idealistic. But I get the feeling that that's because you can walk the walk. So you're very nurturing. You are a great provider, good at building up opportunities. What I will say is that after a period of rest, of healing and a bit of patience is going to take, actually. All right, it's just going to suck because your whole ideas of what you thought a happy relationship was have been upended. And this is to do with friends. This is to do with lovers. This is to do with a lot of people. And what you might find is, to be honest, it's greatly hurt your confidence. You're going to be fighting yourself. You're going to be fighting yourself hard if you fall in love again, and I actually do think you will, because I saw the Lovers card, and then we've got the Ten of Pentacles under that. So there is a great love in your future, but I actually feel like it's going to be a little bit rough to start with, if I'm honest, because you've been hurt, and trusting is so hard. You, at the moment, I dare say, after all this goes down, you'll only be able to sleep easy by yourself. But the encouragement is there. It's here. You have lovers coming out. You have a new journey. Now I'm just going to pull some Moonology cards for you. Trusting is really hard when you've had your heart broken, you know. Trusting again can be one of the hardest things to do. But I think what Lakshmi wants you to know, what Spirit wants you to know, is to have patience, to know that they have a lot of love for you. And yeah, guides have unconditional love, so they'll never leave your side. They have someone pretty hot picked out for you in the future, so look out for that. You're going to be pretty physically attracted to this person when they come along, and I actually feel like that's going to throw you off guard quite a bit, because you're attracted to them and you want to be around them. It's going to make you distrust them. So just be wary of that. Is that while not everyone is as pure and beautiful hearted as you, not everyone is a dickhead either. So we all have to go through that at some stage. I find, yeah, I'll talk about that later. Ah, there we go. A new romantic cycle begins. Well, some of you have been through this in the past. Like, this is an old energy. This is a yucky old energy that you've been through it, and this is new for you. Adjustments are required, yes. So that's exactly what I was talking about. Changing how you view romantic relationships. It's going to be tricky. I'm not going to lie, because it's quite easy when you've been burned and you've been hurt. It's really easy to project your fears onto a new relationship. It's far too easy, especially when they do any of the behaviors that trigger any memories from past relationships or past friendships or how you've been treated in the past. It can be really hard to actually get through that. And adjustments are required. A lot of self-reflection, to be quite honest. And you will need to make sure, you know, that, yeah, you guard your heart, you set your boundaries, and you breathe. You give yourself space to breathe and self-reflect. And I said this in another pile, trust your intuition, and you'll know the difference between intuition and intrusive thoughts because of anxiety, because intrusive thoughts are there because of a negative bias that we as humans have. They're a survival mechanism. They're to make us think the worst. They're a throwback to, you know, when we were living in caves and, you know, is that a rock or is that a lion? And if your brain takes long enough to go closer and figure it out, instead of freaking out and immediately thinking it's a lion, well, you know, if it's a rock, then and you think it's a lion, then, you know, the people at the village just laugh a little bit at you. But if it's a lion and you thought it's a rock and got up closer, well, then it's eating your face. And so annoyingly, there is an advantage to those negative, you know, intrusive fight or flight thoughts. However, what do you need to release? We also, there we go, take time to breathe out. So that's funny. I think Spirit was assuming you'd just been breathing in since, you know, we pulled the breast card. So they were clarifying, breathe back out again, just putting it out there. yeah, what was I saying? Intrusive thoughts. The difference. Intuition feels good and it helps you to make decisions that may be tricky, but feel good. So the outcome of the thoughts are good. Intrusive thoughts are almost always negative. So if you have a thought that you think might be intuition, but it's very negative, you need to probably sit with that thought, journal about it, think about it, put your boundaries up for sure, but work through the evidence and work through what your triggers are, and what your past experiences are, so that you can discern whether this is a they thing that you need to be careful of, or a you thing that you don't need to, but you'll be happier if you do, that you should work through yourself. And again, spooking journaling, really, really good writing these things down. And if you like, at the full moon, a really cool ritual that I've done a couple of times. I actually found some old journals that I wrote when I was in my early 20s, and they were insanely negative. The negative talk in those journals was horrendous. I wouldn't talk to my worst enemy that way, the way I was talking to myself, and I actually ripped all the pages out and burned them. And so intrusive thoughts, write them down and analyze them. And if you know that they're part of that horrible pattern that was built on that situation, and that they're not helpful right now, because you got a hottie waiting for you, real confident hottie, and if they're not actually helping your journey, then burn them safely, obviously. Baking tray in the oven, with the fan on, if you're worried. If you've got a fireplace, well, that's probably a little bit safer, or if you're having a full moon bonfire somewhere, you throw it in there for sure. Have water on standby, please. Don't put gasoline on it. Anyway, please don't burn down your house, but do burn the horrible thoughts. Yeah, why did I put those away? That's dumb. I needed to pull I need to pull some affirmators for you. We just need a few affirmations for my lovely pile threes who have been through it, and actually kind of feel like there's like a sticky energy around you from these people. Like they're thinking they got away with this. They are not very good. I don't like their energy at all. They really took advantage of you. There we go. New relationship, communication. Wonder how the other person's feeling? Ask them. Wish they knew how you were feeling? Tell them. You've just been drafted into the communication army, where there is a strict do, ask, do, tell policy. Speak with kindness and gentleness and reach an understanding. If you don't, assumption will just make asses of everyone, including the person who came up with that aphorism. Yeah, it's not my favorite. I mean, I like the card. I don't like the aphorism. Making an ass out of you and me. So that card definitely has to do with intrusive thoughts. Have you ever talked down talking to someone? I mean, I'm a porcupine. When I get a little bit withdrawn, the spines come out. So yeah, I know how that is, and that is definitely built on past trauma, finding it difficult to communicate and communicate what you want and what you need. And I will tell you, this person, very passionate, but generally the King of Wands, they love a plan. They love a goal. They love new ideas. They love bringing things to fruition, bringing a passion, bringing some divine guidance, some spirit, some of their spirit manifest into this world. They love bringing it into this world. And I imagine if someone like this was in love with you, hell yeah, they want to know how you're feeling. They want to know all about that, how your spirit's going, what your desires are, what you need, how you feel. They want to know. They will want to know. We've got Sanctuary. Good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath or as big as a trip, or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath or a normal-sized trip to a tiny bubble bath. Maybe you tripped and fell in someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit, especially if a bath is involved. Very dangerous reading. Yes. Also, don't bring a toaster. Sorry, that was poor taste. What can I say? Sanctuary is the breathing in and the breathing out. Is the setting of boundaries. It is that you might have to be actually quite strong with your need for boundaries in future relationships. If you are a naturally giving, nurturing kind of grounded kind of a person, so I would warn you to keep your sanctuary. That's all. Keep your space for you, because the people who care about you will respect your boundaries. They will respect and love you for them. One more for my pile 3. Whoop. That is not one more. I really feel like Lakshmi wants to speak to you. I would meditate on her this full moon, if you're into that. Maybe do some auto writing, maybe read your own cards if you've got them. But she got some thoughts. She does. Beauty. Here you go. They may have trod you down, but this is the truth. This is what Spirit is telling you right now. Beauty. I am beautiful even when I don't think it. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't even care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. You are a beautiful person. Oh, and here we go. There's Lakshmi just, yeah, it's got eyes all over it too. Definitely from Spirit. Good things to come on the back of the deck. There are so many amazing gifts coming my way. I can't see them now because I respect the general convention of not peeking under wrapping paper, but they will show up when the time is just right. And that's when I'll remember how much fun it is to be surprised. I don't know, you might like to just peek under the wrapping paper a little bit. I mean, it's looking good, but that's just me. And Spirit's telling me to shut up and well, maybe not shut up, but they know I'm cheeky. It's been actually lovely channeling this energy. Again, it's very sticky. So, yeah, talk to Lakshmi, burn some things, again, don't burn your house down, please. And if you're young, then make sure you got a parent in the house as well, and I maybe ask them if you can, would be great, or a guardian or whoever. And thank you so much for coming. It has been an actual pleasure dealing with your energy. I can actually tell that you're quite a cheeky soul, and I would not want that to be dulled for anyone, really. I get the feeling that this was someone that you really trusted, um, and was a first love or a very close new friend or something like that. They treated you rather poorly, and there's some sticky energy around that. So go have a bath, maybe. I don't know. Set some intentions. Um, I'd say sage your house, but I don't know what this reading is doing to me and suggesting lighting things on fire. But yeah, I wish you all the best, and I look forward to talking to you later. Thank you very much. Good night.